Hey all, welcome to day 7 of our 40 day of AWS class. Today we're gonna learn how to create auto scaling group and how to associate your auto scaling group to your load balancer, right? And we're gonna learn how to create your EC2 instances depending upon your desired limits in auto scaling group. So to create auto scaling group, we have to go to EC2 service in AWS and we have to click on auto scaling group. But before going that, I just show you that there is no instance running for now, and we have one load balancer running which we are going to use for our auto scaling group. So to create auto scaling group, you have to click on auto scaling group and then click create auto scaling group. You have to give auto scaling group a name. Post giving a name to your auto scaling group, you have to create a launch template for that. So basically, launch template is the template of your EC2 instance, which going to be spin out when it is required by your auto scaling group, right? So generally, people create their AMIs, Amazon Machine Images there, but for now we are just going to use that AWS provided image for our auto scaling group template. For template, you have to give the name of the template and give the description, and then you have to select that your AMIs which you wanna use. So for now, I'm just using Amazon Linux, and I'm using a T2 micro version here. So it's a free tier available. So I'm using that. And then we are going to create one key pair because we might need to log in our EC2 instances when we are going to work with EC2 instances, so better to create a key pair for that, right? And we are going to use that key pair. And then for networking, I'm just keeping it that the same here, so I'm not providing any subnets for template for now here. Okay, yeah. So for security group, if you want to create, you can create your security group. If you have any security group already available, you can use that. For this demo purpose, I'm using that available security group because we already learned how to create security groups. Okay. So I'm just selecting that demo 1 SG, this is my security group, okay, which allows 80 and 443 port on our instance. Okay. For storage, I'm keeping it the right way, which is 8 GB, which is free for T2 micro. And then for advanced setting, I'm just going all the way down and just pasting that script here, which we gonna learn. Which creates a web server on our EC2 instance. Meanwhile, our instance like this, now you can see that this launch template has been created, and we are going to use this launch template in our auto scaling group. Okay, so this is how you can see that your launch template is created. Now go back to your auto scaling group, refresh it, and select the template which you have created. Click on next, and then we just keep all the settings like that. We are not making any changes here, and then click on next. Once we click on next, we are going to select our VPC and the availability zones and subnets. So for demo purpose, I'm just selecting all the subnets here. Since I'm on a Mumbai region, so might be this AP South 1C region, T2 micro is not available, right? So I'm just removing this from here, but yeah, rest 2 region we have T2 micro instances available. So that after that I click next, and then since I have already load balancer created, so I'm just attaching this auto scaling group to that existing load balancer in that in the target group. Okay. So yeah, once I have selected that, I have to select a target group, which target group associated with that load balancer. So I'm just going to select that, and then I'm going all the way down, and then yeah, for health checkup, I'm checking that EC2 health check is already and is always enabled. So I'm going to select that load balancer here as well to monitor the health checkups. Okay. So yeah, rest of all the settings will remain same. We are not making any changes for this demo purpose. After that, I'm just clicking on next. When I click next, it is asking for a desired capacity. For now, I'm just keeping it 1 for demo purpose. I'll show you how to, if you increase the capacity, what will be going to happen. And for scaling policy, I'm not giving any scaling policy here. We'll cover scaling policy in next lecture in deep. Okay. Now we have this instance maintenance policy, like we can plan that behavior of our new instance provision. So you maybe click on like a launch instance before terminating, right? Before terminating the next instance, it launch a new instance, and the next is like terminate and launch instance in the parallel, and the custom behavior and that mixed behavior, right? So for demo purpose, I'm just checking the mixed behavior and just clicking on next. So once I click on next, it our auto scaling group will be created, and you will see that EC2 instance will be spin, right? So I'm just giving the next, no tags for now. I'm just reviewing it, all the settings, and just click on create auto scaling group. Okay. As soon as I create auto scaling group, since we have fixed the desired capacity 1, right, and we have minimum capacity and maximum capacity set to 1. So since we have set it 1, you will see that our auto scaling group start spinning one of the EC2 instance there. Okay, so that that activity you're gonna see under activity history here. Okay, so you can see that it is launching our instance from 0 to 1, right? And it takes some time to give that successful message in that activity history, because our EC2 instance is being provisioned when we create auto scaling group. Okay, yeah, here you can see that our EC2 instance is created, right? So it's in running stage. Give a couple more minutes, it will be in 2x2 check state. Okay, yeah, meanwhile you can check all the details is there for our EC2 instance, and yeah, you can monitor your auto scaling group here as well. Okay, once this in successful stage, you will see that our EC2 instance will be in our load balancer target groups as well. Okay, so you can see that our instance is 2x2 check pass, our auto scaling group showing in activity, it's successful provisioning there. So now if you go to your target groups, you can see there is one instance which is healthy, right? So this instance will get added here because we have added load balancer in while we are creating our auto scaling group, right? So if you want to see like whether our EC2 instance is working, like we are able to hit the traffic using load balancer or not. So I'm just going to open this URL in a browser and see that if traffic is reaching out to our web server or not. So yeah, you can see that we are getting a response from that IP, and if you see, if I refresh multiple time even, so it's only one instance we have, so we are getting only single IP in result. Okay, so I'll show you how to increase the desired capacity here. Well, so if I increase that desired capacity to 2, so it will increase that instances to 2, right? So now if you go back to that activity and wait for a couple more minutes to see, well, we'll see that auto scaling group will increase our EC2 instance to our desired capacity, right? So you can see that, so desired capacity is 2, so changing instance from 1 to 2. Okay, so you can go back to your EC2 instance, we'll see that our instance is being provisioned. So once it is provisioned, you will be able to see that instance in your target group as well. Okay, so let me go to the instances. Yeah, you can see that instance is running, but it is in initializing stage. So give it some time, it will be 2x2 check pass. Yeah, now if it is there, you can see that it is added to your target group as well. And if you go to your load balancer, refresh it, your traffic will be routed to both that IP addresses. You can see that in that result. Okay, now you can see that IP address has been changed, right? So now this is how our traffic is being routing to that our target group, and which is created using our auto scaling group, right? So if you want to reduce the capacity, you can reduce it to, like if you reduce it to the 1, minimum 1, so you will see that it is it start terminating your instance, and the instance which is created first will be getting terminated first, right? So just give it a couple minutes to see that. Yeah, now you can see that connection draining is in progress, right? So it will drain out your EC2 instance which is being created there, right? And this is how auto scaling group is managing all that request generated for EC2 instances. Okay, so if you just refresh it, yeah, it takes some time to that EC2 instance to be drained out, so give it some time. Let me refresh the page. Okay, let me pause my video for a meanwhile so that I'll show you once it is draining. Yeah, I think, yeah, it's drained now. Okay, so if I go back, I just refresh it, yeah, you can see only one instance running now, so other instance is in shutdown state or terminating in the back end. Okay, so it takes some time to your instance to be terminated. If you see that message has been changed to in progress, right? Let me show you that. If I remove the filter, you will see that, yeah, so this instance is in shutdown stage. Okay, so yeah, this is how our auto scaling group is managing that instances under target group, and hope you enjoy the lecture. Thank you, thanks for watching.